from his previous life, chanting incantations repeatedly, but in the end, it was all in vain. Just as he was feeling frustrated, the man from the forest earlier suddenly descended from the sky, saying he had finally found someone who could talk about the same things. But the protagonist was already trembling in fear. Don't be afraid. I'm a magic user. The thrown stick knocked over some rocks, and the falling stones landed on a huge boulder, which then ended up hitting the back of a strong wild boar. It stared intently at the two of them, and roared as it charged straight at them. The protagonist turned to run immediately, but the man grabbed him firmly. He told the protagonist to imagine what wind magic looked like. With the combined pressure of the man and the wild boar, the protagonist finally unlocked his potential. He released a gust of wind that pushed the boar several meters back. The protagonist was still a bit confused, but the man immediately congratulated him for successfully casting his first spell. But the boar's threat clearly wasn't over yet. The man stood in front of the protagonist. Raised one finger. This protagonist was truly speechless. Being reincarnated as the 8th son of a fallen noble family was bad enough. But who knew his whole family was practically blind? There was clearly plain water in the cup. Yet they insisted it was apathia tea. What are you talking about? That's mate tea. Just when the protagonist thought he was doomed to live a miserable life forever, he never expected to meet a benefactor in the forest, a man willing to teach him magic for free. This naturally made the protagonist very curious as to why. But the man simply replied calmly, I just want to take on a disciple. Hearing this, the protagonist didn't think much of it. After all, learning magic could never be a disadvantage. And so, the man became the protagonist's master. The very first thing he taught was to keep the fact that he could use magic a secret. After all, in this world, mages were incredibly rare. Although the protagonist was the 8th son, if it were discovered that he could use magic, it was likely that some citizens and retainers in the territory might believe he was the most suitable to inherit the lordship. This would undoubtedly stir up conflict within the family. In his master's opinion, for now, it was best for the protagonist to stay out of such matters. The next morning, his master taught him a method to convert low magic power into higher magical output. The first step was to test the protagonist's magic capacity. As expected, his magical power far exceeded that of an average person, even surpassing his master. That confirmed, his master could now teach him freely, and pass on all his life's knowledge. And the protagonist did not disappoint. In just 2.5 days, he had already learned advanced fire magic. In addition to daily lessons, his master even helped him complete chores assigned by the family. He gathered a whole basket of wild vegetables for the protagonist to bring home and report in. Master, you're seriously going to make me cry. Let's say it's dinner time now. The sister-in-law and mother praised the wild vegetables he brought back. Looks like wild